I want to stop somebody and keep it real, but knowing they'll understand if I tell them how I feel. One of the greatest lines I ever heard. No bullshit. Real rap shit. It's popping though. No intro needed. Just up late talking to myself and shit, and I figure gotta share some of these thoughts sometimes. They say it's alright to talk to yourself, but as long as you don't start answering back, you're fine. So anyway, um, everybody who know me know I like controversy and whatnot, but I was a little confused today. I don't know if like a new trend is jumping off or whatever, but like, are we killing 9 to 5ers now? Like, is that what we doing? We trying to violate the 9 to 5 route? Like, we trying to violate the working class? Like, I don't really, I don't really understand that too much. Um, and I say that to say, uh, I'm not really too familiar with like all the reality stars and stuff like that. I'm not into a lot of stuff. Like I'm a little bit removed from public things in Hollywood and stuff like that. But so you got this chick named Simone, I guess, who, like I said, I'm not too into uh, Hollywood and stuff, but she's a figure who's an entrepreneur, I guess. Interviewing with the homie Nick Cannon. Everybody know Nick Cannon. He got his own situation where he be interviewing people and everything. And the trending thing for right now is that she was talking about she wanted to be in a relationship. Basically, she was looking for she wanted to do. Nick said he was gonna hook her up, and he asked her preferences, which is another thing that's weird to me because for some reason people just are always ready to kill your preferences. Like having a preference is a crime. But he asked her preferences, and she basically says she ain't want no working dudes. You know what I mean? She ain't want nobody who was doing a 9 to 5 thing, which once again is a preference. It's really nothing wrong with her not wanting somebody who works a 9 to 5. Like, to be honest, I feel like nowadays a lot of chicks feel that way. Like that been the thing. Like back in the days, chicks would always chase the hustlers because they hustled, they didn't work. So I mean that's nothing new. Um, what was weird though is how a lot of people received it and interpreted it. Like people was on Facebook trying to kill the 9 to 5ers, talking about they don't got no ambition, and they'll kill your dream. And if you want to be something in life, if you want to be an entrepreneur, successful, or a mogul, or whatever the idea of successful is, you can't be with no 9 to 5er. And it's just like, yo, that's a crazy, ridiculous statement to make. Like, how did you come to that conclusion? And people are like, yeah, because they'll drag you down. They don't have any ambition. They don't understand what your goals are. And it's like, that has nothing to do with somebody having a 9 to 5. It has nothing to do with somebody doing a job. That's an individual state of mind. Like, and the reason I'm looking away is because I'm playing my game and chilling right now. But yeah, that's a state of mind. Like that don't like what do you mean that because a person has a 9 to 5 they don't have ambition? What do you mean that because a person has a 9 to 5 they don't understand what you're trying to pursue? Like they could understand it. They could probably just not want the same things. And you don't have to want the same thing career wise in a relationship to support each other. Like, I don't really understand that statement. You know what I mean? Like, how are we knocking 9 to 5ers? Like, most entrepreneurs and business people wouldn't be who they were if they never had a 9 to 5 ever. Like, most people have had to work a 9 to 5 at some point in time in their life, and part of their motivation for being who they are was to realize that they just didn't want to work a 9 to 5. They didn't want to, uh, build someone else's dream, so to speak. But a lot of people who do it because they don't mind doing it. They do it because, like, they don't have an issue with working 9 to 5. Like, not everybody has the same mentality. Not everybody has the same dreams and goals. And just because you don't have the same dreams and goals, don't mean that y'all can't function properly in a relationship. Like, you could want to be the biggest mogul in the world, and just somebody could want to be a damn astronaut or a chef. They could just love cooking, but they don't want to run their own restaurant. Like, people act like being an entrepreneur is the best thing in the world. That's a matter of perspective. Like, it's one of the most profitable things, yeah, but it's not the best thing in the world. Like, I think we forget that a lot of people don't like having too much responsibility, too much on their plate. Like, a lot of people aren't really into, you know, having that much weight on their shoulders. Some people are okay with, you know, $100,000 salary. Some people are okay with a $50,000 salary. Like, some people might want $150,000 salary. It depends on your preference. It depends on what you want in life. You know what I mean? But that don't make you a bad person or a bad fit for somebody else. Like, if I get a joy out of being a damn car detailer, if I'm just good at detailing cars and that's what I want to do, that don't mean I don't understand your ambition to, have your own. You know what I mean? Maybe one day you could have your own and we could buy a dealership and I could detail cars at the dealership. Like, I think it's all about a person. Like, if you care about a person, profession isn't their profession really shouldn't be like a deciding factor of whether or not you think you can be with them. Like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Because essentially what you're saying is you can only be with other entrepreneurs or or drug dealers. Like, that don't make any sense. Like, how does that statement make sense to y'all? How is killing the 9 to 5ers? And the thing that really kills me is that if it wasn't for the 9 to 5ers, who would help y'all build y'all businesses? You know what I mean? How would y'all become successful entrepreneurs? Who would buy y'all products? Who would y'all consumers be? The same damn 9 to 5ers y'all kicking dirt on. You wouldn't be nowhere without the 9 to 5ers. You know what I mean? Like, and I've had all types of jobs. Like, I don't care what nobody say. You can order from McDonald's all day long. If you want to own a McDonald's, cool. But you're gonna need somebody to flip burgers. You're gonna need somebody to work the fries. You're gonna need somebody to work the register. And you got people who have those careers till they die. Old people. You know what I mean? I've seen 50-year-old people at the register. You know what I mean? They may not want to own a business. You know what it takes to own a business? You know what I mean? You know how much, first of all, entrepreneurs have less time on their clocks than 9 to 5ers, if you want to be technical, because they go to work, do their shift, go home after they shift, they get to chill. Entrepreneurs, you working 24/7 all day, every day. You know what I mean? Most of the time you independent unless you got already a some type of business platform established where you're making money overnight. But for the most part, you're doing a lot of the footwork yourself. And if you're not there to get the footwork done, you pretty much losing money. A lot of entrepreneurs right now are just starting off, and they living with 9 to 5s. They need the 9 to 5s to help keep them afloat because their businesses aren't making money right away. Like, I've had clients where, they were married, and one had a career as a nurse and loved being in the medical field and didn't want to give that up. And the other one was an entrepreneur who traveled to different areas, selling his products. So I don't get that. They were married and they worked fine. I've met people where one just basically purchased property and flipped properties, and the other one worked. You know what I mean? Like, or sometimes you even have one person that might stay home. Like, if we gonna talk down on the 9 to 5s, we gonna talk down on the people that stay at home too, stay at home parents and all that. Like how can you do that? Somebody got to fill these roles. Like, if it wasn't for these people, there would be no entrepreneurs. So I don't understand why all of a sudden, and I'm not saying be Simone. I think a lot of people took what she said a little bit extreme, and then she ended up trying to clean it up later. After the fact, she ended up going on IG Live with somebody else. I'm not familiar with the girl's name, but she ended up going on IG Live, and she was basically saying the same thing, like, yo, I'm the only entrepreneur in my family. I want more for my kids, so this is the the path that I've chosen to follow, which is nothing wrong with that, But people was just blowing it up like, oh, she's saying, 9 to 5ers ain't nothing. They ain't gonna never be nothing, and they don't got no ambition, and you can't be with them because they ain't gonna never be able to help you. And yo, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all fried in the brain. Like, you gotta be a self-centered, egotistical slime ball in your mind to think that a person's job, a person's profession dictates their level of comprehension and understanding and intellect or anything about them. Not many people work places just because they've been there and they ready to retire, so they don't want to give up and start over nowhere else. Like, that's the dumbest statement ever. And like I said, if it wasn't for the 9 to 5ers, there would be no business people, no owners, no entrepreneurs, because you need somebody to run this stuff. You need somebody to participate. You need somebody to buy the products. You need consumers. Like, you can't talk down on the people who making you who you are, who buying your shirts, who's buying your your apparel, your hats, who's buying your services, who's viewing your videos, who's coming to your shows. Like, these are the people that's showing up. It's not other entrepreneurs. It's not other business owners. You know what I mean? The majority of the time, the consumers are 9 to 5ers. So, how you talking bad about them? Like, that don't even make any sense. Y'all sound retarded. Like, you gotta have a problem to even assume something like that. A person's job has nothing to do with what they're capable of understanding. Like, that's wild. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Like, I just don't think that makes sense. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks that everybody wants to own something, or everybody wants to build something. Everybody wants to be head of, director of, owner of, general manager. Nah, some people just want to clock in, clock out, and go home. Some people just want to do their shift, handle their responsibilities, stack their boxes, sell their items, ring up their customers, take care of their patients, and bounce and go home and be free and not have to worry about nothing else. You know what I mean? Some people don't want to be checking the books 100 miles an hour, worrying about paying taxes properly, worrying about paying employees, worrying about if people are going to buy your product, and if they don't buy your product, what do you have to do to tweak it to make it better? Some people don't want to have to worry about not getting sleep 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because you try to figure out plans on how to improve. So some people don't want to do that. Some people just don't want to do that, and that's not the only way that you can leave something for your kids. Because she spoke on that too. Like she wanna leave something for her kids. She wanna build generational wealth instead. That's not the best. That's not the only way to build a better future for your kids at all. You know what I mean? You can teach them. You can invest. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to invest. You know what I mean? You can take your 9 to 5, check money and invest. Like, you could pass down property, buy a house this way. They don't gotta worry about paying rent or whatever have you. Like, I don't know, that statement just seemed ridiculous. It was her preference, and a lot of people killed her for having a preference, and that's another thing that I would like to. I just don't get. Like, why is nowadays preference always, a bad thing? Why is every time somebody talk about their preference, people get all upset and flustered, and they want to tell you how much you hate people, and I just don't understand that. Like, why can we not have preferences anymore? You know what I mean? What is wrong with having personal preferences? I don't know. But apparently, some way, somehow, it's gotten around that having preferences are the worst thing in the world. The moment you have a preference and you voice it, they saying you phobic, they saying you a hater, they saying you toxic, they saying, all types of stuff that just don't make any sense because you have a preference that people don't agree with. Now, it's not always what you say, it's how you say it, but still, a preference is a preference. You know what I mean? And she had a preference, and people took it and ran with it, and she tried to correct it and clean it up, but, that don't stop people from hearing what they want to hear. You know what I mean? And even with what I'm saying right now, like, there's nothing wrong with what I'm saying, but people gonna hear what they want to hear. So, yeah, we're gonna talk about preference another day. But I just wanted to get that off my mind. I don't like, if you with somebody and they care about you and they understand you, they gonna support you and be there for you regardless. It's people that have, moved their job locations and professions to wherever their significant other was doing business or trying to grow their business, because that's where they wanted to be and that's who they wanted to be with. Like, people can work anywhere. Not everybody has it in them to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody has it in them to be an owner. Not everybody has it in them to be a manager. It's people who coach basketball players on how to be better players that have never played ball. It's therapists who talk people through being depressed and other psychological illnesses and issues that they may have, who have never experienced these illnesses or issues. You know what I mean? So that statement just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's critics who critique people on how to be better at doing a multitude of things, who don't know how to do the things that they're critiquing. Like, it's people who teach acting who can't get acting jobs. So to say that somebody who isn't doing the exact same thing that you're doing, or on the exact same wavelength that you're on, can't comprehend or fathom or understand or relate or support or any of that, just makes absolutely no damn sense. And I get it. People have had that experience, but once again, that's dependent upon the person that you're dealing with, because the right person who care about you enough, They gonna figure it out. They gonna do whatever. They gonna make it work. Like I said, I've had clients sit in front of me and tell me their stories, and I'd be like, damn, how'd y'all get through that? And they figure it out and they make it work. You know what I mean? Like, it just, and that applies to everything. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So please, we're not gonna kill the 9 to 5ers. We're not gonna do that because we need them. You need them. Everybody need them. You know what I mean? Your parents were 9 to 5ers. Your grandparents were 9 to 5ers. Like, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna act like we better than the 9 to 5ers. We're not gonna act like, because some people don't want what you have, and you got entrepreneurs out there that's stressing themselves, ready to, jump off bridges because things ain't going right, and you got 9 to 5ers out here happy as a pig in slop, doing their own thing with no worries. So we're not gonna kill the 9 to 5ers like that's the only road to happiness, or that's the only way to get ahead. Or we're not gonna do that. If we talking about preferences, sure, it's okay to have a preference. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But we don't gotta talk crazy about the 9 to 5ers. And that's what I was seeing all day today. We ain't gonna do that. I know people probably like, yo, damn, why you talking so low? Because my kids is sleeping. I don't want to wake nobody up. But yeah, we ain't gonna do that. So let's keep it together. You know what I mean? Let's keep our head on. You know what I mean? Let's show each other a little bit more love than we used to showing, especially during these times right now with the whole COVID and protesting and riots and everything like that. So y'all be cool. You already know TK, aka 3DT. You know what I mean? Mr. Sleeveless. No shirt half the time. Google me, nigga. Holla at me.